Okay, good morning, everyone. We'll start. Today will be our first session, our new unit, which we picked, which we're supposed to go through, is a global marketing strategy. Before starting this lesson, just a bit, we'll look the course content. So what we supposed to learn and what sort of the things, under this unit, which is. Okay, so we'll go through. So OTHM level 7 diploma in strategic management and leadership, which we are doing, and we're doing level 7 unit 11 global marketing strategy. So recommended is number of credit 15 credit this unit. It's supposed to be some guided learning hour. We not really require these as the guide if you have already previous knowledge up to some extent. So we can, of course, don't need to spend so many hours, 75 hours. The aim of this unit to develop a really understanding issue facing contemporary organization in a globalized world. So a lot of discussion will be during this unit. We'll discuss about the globalization, global business, what are the issues we have, and especially Donald Trump policy towards the globalization, which is a bit, dividing more localization and globalization. So a lot of discussion and a lot of research is happening as well. So, and we have learning outcome, first learning outcome today, which we'll go through, be able to critically evaluate the globalization. So we'll go through the critically evaluate the globalization, why the globalization, this phenomena, and be able to critical evaluate the global business environment, which will global business environment, some legislation, rules, why this is happening, be able to analyze the internationalization process for a range of companies, which will discuss, various companies, which will look, all different sort of multinational companies in different sectors and the service sectors and manufacturing companies, marketing strategies, how we can make in a global world, effectively, be able to develop effective marketing strategies for global market and be able to evaluate the importance of innovation. So which we'll discuss in the last lesson, innovation, the process of innovation, how we can bring innovations in our processes and what sort of the strategies can be appropriate towards, innovation. So today, inductive contents, what we're supposed to be learn in learning outcome 1, which is be able to assess and evaluate the globalization as a force. So concept of internationalization, globalization, factors, drivers, model of globalization, which we'll go through a bit, discussion today. We'll go through further in our learning outcome as well. Globalization debates, which we will discuss, marketing strategies and functions. So these are the areas will be in our discussion today. Developing emerging economies, emerging markets. What is meant by these? So, any question?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll start. If we look the key 3 words in our title of the unit is global. What is meant by global?
Worldwide.
Worldwide. So global is the worldwide. Then we're looking marketing. So in last unit we discussed about marketing. What is meant by marketing? So when we're looking the global, worldwide, and we're looking the marketing, marketing is a key concept to satisfy the consumer needs and wants. So satisfy the customer needs and wants. So it's a very difficult because every part of the world, different customer, and your one marketing strategy maybe is not effective throughout the world because different weather, different culture, different perception, different color scheme, different, cultural and all these, different religious perspectives as well. All this we need to be look around and which we'll go through. The word strategy mean action plan. The word derived from it's Greek word. This used to be in military, how we encounter our enemies. So when we're looking the global marketing strategy, we're looking our global competitors and we need to make our marketing strategy that will address, our competitors. We can stay ahead, then, because it's like a warfare in the market as well. So someone internally can be capture more market share. Someone very close to the customer will capture more market share. Someone short-term basis are looking the short-term, medium, and the long-term basis, and we not compromise our mission and values as an organization as well. That's a big problem. Like in our organization, sometimes they enter in some country, they have to pay middlemen some fees. They have to some time, because not supposed to be, because we are saying we are morally ethical company, but sometime we have to pay bribe to in some to enter in that market, because even some leaders like the finance minister or minister of commerce and things, it's happened all over the world. So we need to be look around all these the things very closely. And learning outcome one, be able uh, to critically evaluate, so we need to look around all angles of the coin. Okay, let's what is the globalization? Why is globalization? So what are the factors? If we look here, this thing slide. Okay, so why we are going globalization? Why we are decide to go abroad and do the business? Reduce cost. So first factor, always we do business in abroad to reduce the cost. Yes, to reduce the cost.
And expand the market.
Sorry.
Expand the market.
Well done. Great. Expand the market, because when we look the UK is a small in terms of the size. When we look like China's market, maybe we get 5% market shares, can be huge against the UK population. So we need to look around those factors as well. Well done, is a good point. Reduce risk, so we can spread the risk. Maybe in one market, one economy is in at the credit crunch stage, one is growing economy, so we can capture market. And improve supply chain, better goods and services, attract new market, attract, retain, and imply global knowledge and talent. So all this we need to be. That's why we want to be in global market. Okay. Any question?
No.
Okay, so next, what is a strategy? We discussed in one other unit as well. The word strategy, as earlier mentioned, is derived from Greek strategies, which we used to be in military to encounter. So strategy is a determinator of the basic long-term global of an enterprise and adoption of course of action. So strategy is a course of action. Allocation of resources. Resources like strategies can be towards 3 M's. Always in a business, whenever any business will start, we need men, is mean manpower. Yes, human being. We need money, monetary resources, and we need material. Material is come all type of assets, all type of things, other things. So which we can call, So these all required to be any. So how will deploy our people? How will use the money effectively? How will use our material? Or where will buy? These sort of the things we need to look around. We need to make a strategy to stay ahead. Lot of discussion, lot of developing country, they quite enrich in terms of natural resources, but still they are not developed. The reason is they are not developed. Of course, our strategies, our innovation is not, because we're not a knowledge-based economy. That's why we are behind. So we need to look around. Morsberg is saying strategy is a mediating a force between the organization and environment. So we need to look around the environment and organization. We need to fit the resources. We need to allocate the resources. So always strategy is very, very important. So when we look the strategy, so what is the organization strategy? A business or the administrative concern united and constructed for a particular end. What really want? What are the science of the planning or conduct of the war? So all different people explain different, but strategy mean is action plan. But always we need to be look around. When we make marketing strategy, we need to be focused on these key factors. So what are the key things? First of all, mission of organization. Any strategic planning will do under the marketing or making the strategies. We need to look around mission. What is our mission? Why we are in business? It's not supposed to be contradict our strategy with the mission. We are here to serve the organization. We are here to serve. We are here to serve the people, serve the users, serve the country. We not compromise. We provide the fair chance. We always respect, and these, the values we set up. We need to be our strategy not contradict it. We are saying we have a value. We treat people fairly. Yes? We are here to help you. We are here to educate. So these are the things we have, but we need to be look around, what really we are doing it. Our strategy will make, to address these. Objective, we discuss what is meant by objective. Objective mean end result. End result, what really we want to achieve. Never ever our objective is money. Money will come, when we'll do the activities. So marketing assessment, we'll look the current situation through SWOT analysis, PESTEL, which we discussed, which further we'll go through in a global perspective, exemptions, marketing strategies. We can look around and desired result, what really want, what tactics will use to address it, and budget, how much budget required, and operational plan, how we'll implement and monitor. So these are all the key factors when we'll make marketing strategy. We need to be focused. Okay, planning. When we'll plan all these steps, like in the previous slide, first is a goal setting, analyzing the current situation, audit, of course, marketing audit. Audit means the checking what is happening, SWOT, marketing exemption, then creating the marketing strategy. We can look around the marketing objective, what type of strategies, forecast, expected result, create alternative, because we need to make a decision what alternative plan. Maybe one country we are going through joint venture, in other country we entering through export, and other country we are going through maybe partnership. So all these are different strategies we can use. Maybe one will use the direct channel, and maybe in other countries will use our different, channel of distribution, the goods to the client. So all these we need to look around, and we need to think is a fit with the environment and not contradict with our commitment. Because if our partner involved in the child labor, and we are saying we are ethical company, so we're not supposed to do. Like you maybe heard recent, the building collapse in Bangladesh, Primark's factory, stitching factory. So to whom we can blame? Is it the fault of Primark? Is it the fault of the company which was running in Bangladesh? What do you think?
It's not the fault of Primark. It's not Primark's fault.
But case went to the European Court of Justice, and the Primark's happy to pay the damages to the families, because the Primark's actually their product, they are producing it on the behalf of the Primark, because the Primark's partner is the company. So when you choose the partner, you need to be look around the partner not involved in, or they provide the fair treatment, because you're saying you're an ethical company. And like if it happened one other incident, Primark make a contract in Nottingham, and the company used to be recruit illegal workers. So that came in the media as well few years back. So we can look around, because of course end of the day is your brand image going to be damaged, even the partner is there. It's not your fault, because you check it. They are their practices. So you need to make sure their practice is not contradict with your mission, your values, because ultimately, that will create a problem. It's a lot of discussion. It's very difficult thing. Maybe we'll say, oh, in one country they are growing something where the child labor is happening, because in real world, because if somebody don't have a food, basic needs are not fulfilled. So we can't compare it. It's a lot of argument can be, but as a company need to be look around how we can help them. Yes, we can't totally eliminate these things, but we can look around, increase and boost. So when we are looking the component of marketing strategy, what's come summary, of course, what we need to, all we can summarizing mission, vision, purpose, market, customer analysis, segmentation. We discuss different bases of segmentation, and other unit as well, potential market versus served market, competitor analysis, how many they are. We can use different positioning mapping and different sort of tools to be, and then we'll prepare the strategies, objective and strategies, key objective, action plan. These are the key things we need to be look around when we'll prepare the marketing strategy. Okay, next. Okay, this guy is Michael Porter. Is very well known in academia, and he wrote many books. He gave the strategies, not something reserved exclusively for those at the top of the business. Is everyone commitment need to be the armed forces or the government? Michael Porter, of course, is popular strategies not just for the top managers. The best companies are those where everybody lies the strategies to make up lower cost or unique product or the services. So lower cost and unique. So let's be looking now. Our discussion will be international business. IB, international business, consists of all commercial transaction, including sales, investment, transportation that take place between two or more country. Two or more country we call international business, but if it's more than, yes, two countries throughout, we can call the global business. Key decisions for internationalization: deciding whether to go abroad, deciding which particular geographical market to enter, limit geographic alternatives. We need to decide the mode of entry, which mode of entry will enter in that market. Is it good? What do you think? Can we enter just for the direct investment? If we'll enter or do business by investing money in that country?
Well, you need to do much before you invest.
Yes. So we need to look around. If we're going direct investment there, of course, you're investing, you're putting yourself at risk. Maybe initially you're not aware of the culture of the country. Like a lot of company, they enter in China, and the Chinese market is very difficult. You enter in big cities, and after few months, maybe the Chinese government say, oh, in this area you can't do business, because of course you enter it, that's fine. No, you need to be move your office from that place to other place. So it's a cost. So we need to look around what is really the rules and regulation they are well aware of. Of course, we do research, but sometimes you physical enter that you can get really what is the real environment. Scanning technique to take a holistic approach, identify the major opportunity and the risk. Okay, next. Is global trade is new? Is it global trade is a new? No.
No.
It's many years back. Of course, is a global trade is a quite old. When you look, this is all history being given. So when we look 1500 civilization and Egypt, China, and then we look 15 to 19 competition for resources, war, transport, printing, industrial revolution, then 1900 to 1980 large corporation, air travel. When we look, the 1980 onward, neoliberal globalization, collapse of the Soviet Union, China, and rise. So this is all these, the things is it's a history of globalization. Okay, think about the distance. Why? How human power? We used to be travel in around 10 miles per hour. Then we moved to 36 miles per hour speed, then moved to this 65, then motor vehicle 75 miles per hour, then we moved to airplane and the jet aircraft 500 to 700 miles per hour. So this is, when we look there is a half first because the mode of transports change and becoming the quicker and quicker, and of course, the global trade is increasing. What does the globalization mean to you? So globalization, we can be in okay. Globalization may be defined as an increasing of the worldwide integration of the market for goods and services and capital, with increased role for MEs, multinational enterprise in the world economies, and increased intervention into domestic and regional policies affairs by international institutions such as IMF, WTO, World Bank, and United Nations. So lot of, it's a politics involved as well, lot of criticism, but still, this is worthy because still is a globalization. We can criticize because of course when is a globalization, your local cultures can be transformed, local cultures can be changed, local cultures can be, local industries can be, because the big players always, capture and by the local companies because they try to be rid of the competition against them, and they want to be, sometimes they charge the higher prices as well. Like did we heard about dumping and anti-dumping?
Of course.
Dumping and anti-dumping. So Chinese, when we look around the steel industries, China used to sell the very cheap and in the UK market as well. Lot of discussion like, Redcar, one of the steel industries, Tata Steels, and various other companies, they nearly collapse. Red Cross, even cut the jobs thousand in 2 years ago. So these are all happening due to the, even some company they are selling the things cheaper than in their own countries, costing them more, but selling to be rid of the kick out, the manufacturers in the market, and with the passage of time entering there, then only your company will left, and with the passage of, is a bad practice according to the ethical and morally, but this is carry on happening, and that's our drawback for the globalization perspective. So we need to look around those. What is the driving globalization? What are the key drivers? So when we look around all, of course, lot of legislations, courts, unified system as well. More now is the internet. Internet playing the key role in the globalization. We can sell goods online due to the credit card, debit card, online payments, all this, leads. So seven factor increase the globalization: technology, liberalization, develop of service to support international, pressure from customer, global competition, changing politics situation, and expanded cross-nation cooperation. So instead of wars between countries, is more trading blocks. Yes, we have economic war, but is a trading block, and even is a removing tariffs and things, between but lot of countries, even they are trying to be local in their local currency to trade between them. So that's all these, the globalization. When we'll think about the global product line, think about, it's a manufacturing. So when we look there, tires from Japan, door panel from US, Nator from France, instrument from Germany, windows from UK, and sales France, and fuel line from US. So this one thing, how much is product different countries are making, even when we look further behind the scene, raw material maybe is coming so many different countries as well. So business strategy, strategy formulation, evaluating the external and internal environment, goal determination, the analysis will provide the information for setting goals, opportunity, So we need to look around geographic, functional areas, and strategies implementation, location, cost, and tax factor. So when we enter into the global market and we making the marketing strategies, we need to look around the global. We need to look around the cost and the tax factor. So think about in the Middle East, lot of company no tax there, the 0% tax. So what do you think? Is it good to be enter there? No tax there. Do we need to look
Well,
around any other factors?
well, availability of nearness to market.
Yes, but some country they have a policy. There is a no tax, but the profit you can't withdraw it. You can only take 40-50% profit. Rest you need to reinvest. Because end of the day, whatever we are doing here, we're giving tax to the government, and the government is supposed to be spend the money in the welfare of the people. So what in other country they are saying, no, no, we're not charging you tax, but you can't take all the profit from out of the country. You need to reinvest. This means you're boosting the business opportunity in that country. People are carry on getting the jobs, and ultimately they are spending money on the buying goods and services. So which is other way around is the same thing, because you can't withdraw the all the profit, you can't transfer it. Demand factor we need to look around. Where is a high demand? Strategic factors, location, all are long-term factor, or cooperation, or political ideologies in other countries. Maybe that can be a create, sometimes is a problem, it can sometimes is a conflict. Regulatory and economic factor. Maybe there in some country business is very regulated, in some countries uh, only economic factor automatically is. So some country can be perfect competition under economics. So we can look around perfect competition. So in some country maybe we can look around, yes, monopolies can be. All these sort of the factors we need to look around as well. So next we moving. Any question on slides?
I can't see the slides anymore.
Oh, you can't see. Oh.
Okay, I've seen it now. I've just
Can
came
you
up
see?
now.
Okay.
I can see I can see
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's clearer now.
location characteristic, we discuss about cost and tax, demand factors, strategic factor, regulatory and economic factor, social political factors we need to look around as well when we decide, where we need to be and when we'll make marketing strategy. Any question? Okay.
No.
Okay, next we're deciding where to locate. Political and legal environment, we need to, economics environment, production potential, market characteristic, cultural environment, and technological environment. So in some countries, like, there may be the very old population, 60 or 70% or 80% population is above than 60, 80-year old or 50-year old. So when is the aged population, maybe they don't like technology in up to some extent. So if we want to be move in that country, maybe only 20-30% youngster population will be. So all these factors we need to look around the population characteristic. We need to look around the per capita income, which will do a bit research. So like when we'll do research about per capita income, what do you think? I think so we discuss how much you think, per capita income in the UK.
I don't know. I don't.
UK per capita income is around $45,000 per person is earning here. So it's not really per person is earning here, but of course criteria is total national income divided by the total population. So UK per capita income. So if we look, the per capita income is quite, but if we look, maybe it's not an equal distribution of money. But maybe in other countries it can be a big, like in China, per capita income is around $17,000 now. So 17,000, because it's a huge population. So we need to look around how many rich people. Maybe only 20% of population is very rich and the rest 80% is it just, lower class or middle class? We can lower middle class, so we can divide into different. And we need to be, if we have a product which we need to be target that 20%, and we need to be focused on, and we need to be look around the media, our all, our promotion, our we discuss about marketing mix, product, price, promotion, and place. So when we make the strategies, we need to look around these factors very closely to be decide. But what do you think? One strategy can be for whole world?
Mm. Depends on the environment.
Yes, you're right. Depend on environment. Is it when we look whole world, whole globe? Is it same environment?
No.
It's very, very difficult. One strategy throughout the world, because maybe we can divide into blocks. We'll say EU, yes, uh, in Africa, and Australia, in Asia. Maybe we can, in further, we can divide into further cluster. We can make the cluster, and then we can make the strategy for this. This strategy for Middle East, this strategy is for here, this strategy is for developed countries. So we need, because each country have a different quality standard as well. It will make the same. Maybe some countries can't afford it very high quality, because in terms of the purchasing power, people don't have. So we need to be look around these factors very closely when we'll enter. So internationalization strategies. So we need to look around export, outsource of production, production under license, franchise, foreign direct investment, greenfield side investment in some areas where you're not no tax areas, even acquisition, wholly owned subsidiaries, local business retained entities, joint venture, and all, the local business, and rebrand. So rebrand. Think about British Gas. Is it British Gas is a British company?
Well,
What do you think?
not at the moment. Not at the
Not at
moment.
the not at the moment. Okay, British Gas is a French company, Centrica. So in England is called British Gas. In Wales is called Welsh Gas. In Scotland is called Scottish Gas. In Ireland is called Irish Gas. It's the same company. So this strategy is use the local names, yes, to attract the local investor, like Unilever. Unilever in Africa, Unilever in India, Unilever in different part of the world. So they try to be Unilever of, yes. So Unilever, so they try to be more localize their brand to be, and even lot of product they can change the brand names according to the local wishes and desire of the people. So we can rebrand local businesses and local product. Timing of entry, that's really, really quite crucial. First mover, lot of risk, high reward. Early follower, yes, that can be early follower. Late mover, when the late mover, everything settled down, yes.
Yes.
We know what risks are, we know how many companies are suffer, but we are not going to earn the money which other people, early movers, can be if they get the good market share, if have a good research. Timing, determining we measure the risk and environment and opportunities the companies may be confront. Okay, early mover, of course, advantage, greater market power, more opportunity, more strategic option, higher economics return. Disadvantage, greater environmental uncertainty, operational risk, supply, qualified workforce adopting to the local environment. Sometimes that can be a problem for entry mode of which we have earlier mentioned. International trade related exports, subcontracting, and counter trade. We need to look around transfer related, transfer of ownership, international. That's a quick problem, transfer of ownership. Maybe like, if we'll say Microsoft say to any Chinese company, that's fine, you work on the behalf of us. Okay, make some, we'll give them 2 million worth of license to 2 million CDs you can produce. They're not going to produce 2 million. Maybe they will make and manufacture 4 or 5 million under market next to the borders and can be sell easily. So we need to look around all these issues. Maybe you do research, you spend millions, but it can be. So all these factors we need to be closely look around when we'll foreign international direct investment. Direct is defined as the investment that adds to the deduct from or require sting interest and enterprise operating in an economy other than that's a lot of country they really want direct investment because in direct investment mean in that country you set up your plant, foreign currency will come, your currency become a stronger again the foreign currency. But we need to look around, the foreign direct investment. But that can be sometime risky. The company not making a lot of foreign direct investment. Even that's why they are trying to be find the local partner. So motive of foreign direct investment, Mari committee, we look around the power pull factors, production related economies of scale, resource related committee, and control of specific strategic assets. So joint venture, we know joint venture two companies and two companies invest fund into creating a third and jointly owned company. We recently heard about Hitachi not going to invest in the UK on the especially electricity plant. The reason is was they saying or not due to the Brexit. So we need to look around, these factors very closely. We need to monitor for the lessons. We'll go through more in details as well. So all these factors leads to the globalization. Okay, so when we looking the local partners, so partner commitment, resources, cooperative cultures, goal, and okay, managing globalization, managing learning, managerial control, cooperation and trust, and exit planning. If we need to be exit from the market, what type of, So managerial control, the person is sitting in a head office, control everything. What do you think? Recruitment policies, everything will make in the head office like a Unilever, Procter and Gamble sitting in America and do everything and operation in 170 countries. So it's very difficult. So we need to look around, think globally, act locally. That is popular phrase, think globally and act locally, because we need to act, local to what is the ground reality there. So this we need to be focused as well. All these relationship we need to. Okay. Any question?
No.
Strategic, all this position. Okay, three strategies we can use in ethnocentric, allow the values of the parent companies to guide the strategic decision. Ethnocentric, the country which we are based, those values will be throughout. Polycentric approach, firm make the strategic decision rated and suits to the culture of the countries where the MNCs, multinational companies operate. And regional centric firm try to be blended its own interest with those its subsidiaries on the regionally basis. Geocentric try to be integrate a global.
I'm not seeing your screen. I'm not seeing anything. I'm just straight to have.
I don't know why this is going out. Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me. So this is now ethnocentric, polycentric, regional centric, and geocentric. Ethnocentric is one, polycentric you can make in a few regional in the regional level, and geo is whole geo global world, one system throughout the world. So next slide will little bit explain mission, profitability, and that's ethnocentric, viability, governance, top-down approach, maybe we can look around in ethnocentric, strategy, global integration, structure, hierarchical product divisions, culture, home country, technology, mass production, marketing, product development, finance. So these are all areas we can make the strategies based on ethnocentric, polycentric, public acceptance, regional centric is can be regionally basis, and geocentric is same as regional centric throughout the world. So these are different strategies that for the lessons, we'll pick and we'll see against the companies and we'll quote it, we'll try to be look around some case studies to explore, how the companies try to be ethnocentric, polycentric, regional centric, and geocentric orientation of the firm, and they you making the strategies accordingly. It can be just a local, polycentric, public acceptance. We can be regional centric according to the regions. Okay. Any question?
No.
Okay. So today lesson really we discuss about uh, in different what is meant by globalization, and which we'll go through in further lessons. We discuss about why the companies enter into reduce cost, reduce risk, improve supply chain. These can be purpose. We discuss what is meant by strategies. We discuss about the steps involved in marketing strategies to develop, and we discuss about the component of marketing strategies, and we discuss, growth in the globalization and the history of globalization. We can evaluate. So a lot of discussion can be like in Donald Trump is more focused on the localization. Think more your own country. Yes, that's fine. But if you totally cut off from the world, what will be happen? So that's not going to be. So like war between China and America on the tariffs. So that's towards is a slow down the global economy, so which is a lot of discussion going around, but is everything is like China is capturing as well in lot of risk is involved. Maybe in a future we need to look around, how will be if it's a one player there, their competition will be less, monopoly will be more. So as a global marketing strategies, how the firms in future they plan now for future, what action plan can be, which further our discussion will be on LO2, which we'll go through. Any question today lesson?
No. It's okay.
So let's will a bit, look around the quick, inductive contents of learning outcome one. Really, we address it. We discuss about the concept of internationalization, globalization factor and driver, some globalization debates, which we a bit discuss. What are the good in globalization, our cultural impact, organization, people and marketing strategies. We discuss think globally, act locally, developed countries like America, Canada, UK, Germany, developing countries. We can say now lot of South Africa and various other countries, developing countries. Undeveloped country, normally we're not using any more this terminology. Undeveloped country, their per capita income is very very low, is less than £1.50 per person. So that's, we can say underdeveloped countries. Emerging economy like China and India is come under the emerging economy, even few other countries as well. So these are emerging economy which is moving toward the developed economies. So these are their market. Some when we're looking in a developing country, they are growing quite fast paced. Undeveloped country where the growth rate is very very low, there's some political issues in those. Emerging economies improving their standards, political and more transparencies towards. So and the international trade, their shares is increasing as well. So these are all things, this we discussed today, and further we'll go through the next lesson more towards environment and competition, and we'll go through some approaches and we'll discuss. Okay, great. So we'll keep up to here. Anybody, any questions? So please, if you just watching and listening this lesson. So my name Anjum. You can drop me email if you have any question, and I'll get back to you. And further, we'll go through our second lesson tomorrow. So if you want to attend, please try to attend.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I'll speak to you tomorrow then.
Okay, very much.
Thank you. Have a nice time, mate. Huh?
You too, you too.
Okay.